What is the assignment about? This group assignment is about creating an interactive animation of a scene from a movie, novel, or story the group agrees on. There's a special focus on a good user experience for young adults interested in art. For making a good interactive animation, we would have to write down the storyboard, create the backgrounds and the images, record audios or find audios that fit what would be happening each time, and of course code it all together to make the animation come to life. The team members and responsibilities in the project: Monica and Ika responsibilities were user experience, Arnar and Gunnar responsibilities were designing, Julia's responsibility was coding, although we all helped each other with everything because that's how a group works. What was the most useful in the collaboration agreement? The most useful in the collaboration agreement was the group strategy. It helped us keep ourselves on schedule.
We decided to pick each one a story he or she liked and write it down on a piece of paper. We folded the papers, put them in a hat, and took one out. We went for Bugs Bunny. We got a punk style, and our music was London Calling by The Clash. Personas collage. Our personas collage expresses the young adults. Our main person is a punk girl named Ruby that enjoys watching cartoons like Bugs Bunny or other that have a rebel protagonist. Her room is punk with the posters and the guitars, yet girlish. She likes listening to punk music and even play the guitar sometimes. She likes spending time with her friends and she has a healthy lifestyle. The storyboard. The opening scene is represented by a keyhole that enables us to see a little bit of Bugs Bunny's bedroom and hear the song that is playing inside. As soon as the story starts, we are on the outside in the forest with a hunter that starts walking to the rabbit hole, trying to catch the bunny. He throws a dynamite into the hole, knowing that this is going to kill him, this being the point of no return. But the bunny, as always, tricks him by throwing the dynamite right back at him, letting it explode in his face. After all of this, the bunny just appears flying with a plane, saying that Punk's not dead, tricking the hunter one more time. As for the camera angles, we decided to use wide angles to emphasize the contrast between the different environments that the two characters are living in, showing for each of them different items to make it easier to understand the different societies.
Character designs and backgrounds. We have two characters. The bunny, we call him Bugs Bunny, referring to Bugs Bunny, and he is a rebel. He really likes punk and lives his life by the genre. He listens to punk rock and doesn't give a damn about society. He is dressed in a leather jacket with piercing in his bunny ears and tattoos on his skin. He has a red mohawk and spiked leather wristbands. He smokes and plays electric guitar. Although he's a total punk rocker, he still has a bit of these cute bunny features, like the skirt on his back and the bunny ears. His room or his rabbit hole is dark and filled with punk rock posters. All in all, he is real punk dudes. The hunter. He is called Elmer Fudd. We created him as the kind of a British snobbish push hunter in contrast with the punk. He is rich and hates the punk genre. He wants to hunt the rabbit down because he dislikes it very much for living with that punk lifestyle. He is wearing a brown trench coat, a white shirt, a tie, black fancy pants and boots. He has a mustache and brown sixpence hat on his head. He is also carrying a gun and dynamite because he wants to get rid of the rabbit badly. His background is a nice forest on a sunny day where everything is nice and beautiful, in contrast to the rabbit's room that represents the punk lifestyle.
Sequence diagram. We decided to have the HTML files in separate. So we made one for the title, one for scene 1, one for scene 2, and then for scene 3. We decided that also to have the JavaScript file for each HTML file with the functions and animation. But we only used the one CSS file. An example of coding. We decided to create each scene in a different HTML file with a JavaScript file specific to that HTML file to keep both our code clean and simple to understand. Each animated element is in a div with an image attached to it. We selected the different divs with an ID that we link to the JavaScript file. Animations are created in CSS with the animation element. CSS is set up with each section or scene marked with a comment.
Who were your experts in the expert test and how was the setup? The experts in our test were Andrea and Tabea, and our setup was letting them experience our animation and asking them questions so we can see the feedback from someone from our targeted group. What did the expert test lead to? The test led to some small changes like adding some more buttons that the user will be able to click on. Although our animation wasn't complete, when we conducted the test, we told the experts our ideas of how it will look like as it would be complete, and we got a really positive feedback, so we knew that we were on the right path and we finished our animation. The interactive story. At the beginning of the story, we have the hunter in the forest going to the rabbit hole. There are many Easter eggs that the user is able to click on, like bushes or the rabbit hole. As soon as he gets there, the user can click on the bubble that will let the hunter say something. After the sound ends, there appears another bubble that the user is able to click on that will throw the dynamite into the rabbit hole. The next scene is into the Bugs Bunny's room, where the user can also find some Easter eggs like the posters that will play a song or the guitar, that are not going to change the story. Here the user is able to save the bunny by clicking the dynamite as the bunny advises him. The dynamite goes back exploding into the hunter's face and the bunny appears flying on a plane over the forest. What future enhancements would we consider? For future enhancements, we consider adding more Easter eggs so the animation would be more and more interesting. We would also add more punk elements into the bunny's room.